All right, folks, welcome back into the DotaPit League, season number 2. We're still here in the group stages, although it is whittling down. We're getting to the end of our rope here. Very, very close to finishing things off and moving on to the playoffs. Of course, we're here today with, of course, Alliance and 4 ASC, 4 Anchors plus a Sea Captain. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the Swede stack versus the Finn stack here, as we'll get underway in just a second. Of course, I'm Mott, joined by Mottpax today, as well as F4L, who's been with me all season, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing this morning?
You know, I had some issues.
I guess.
I had some issues, computer-wise and other. So it's been unfortunate. We were a bit late. I do apologize. It is all on me. It is nobody else's fault but my own. So the teams were here on time. I unfortunately wasn't. I eventually rushed into the lobby. We got underway, and here we are. So a bit of a delay, and I do apologize for that. But we are underway into the draft, and Alliance and 4 ASC, two teams that, they could start forming a pretty powerful rivalry here soon. I expect to be, seeing a good series here between these two squads. They're very skilled.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this game doesn't mean too much in terms of standings. I believe both are eliminated, right?
Yes, you are correct on that.
So this will be more like a friendly, it's sort of like an exhibition, I would say. Like, the games don't matter that much, but probably some pride on the line. And I would say 4ASC favored. I don't know who the stand-ins of Alliance are. I think they've played in the most recent online Alliance games, but they weren't playing at DreamHack. So.
Minuts, I know, was with them previously.
But they were playing with Ace and Hani. So
yes, I don't know yet. I've seen Equal before. I'm not sure where.
10 seconds remaining.
But still, I don't really know. By the way, I have to ask you this. Did you get a new microphone? You sound really good.
Remaining.
No, I actually just moved it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. You sound good. So that's something. All right. Here we go.
That's good.
Necrophos picked up for 4 ASC, a hero that I've seen a little bit of recently. He's been picked a couple of times, but more so than anything, it's kind of interesting. With the exception of like EG, I haven't seen a whole lot of Death Prophet. Scarith Mage hasn't been picked up all that much either. Especially because I've seen a lot of these secret games, and they just don't go for those heroes. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of nice to see the shift in the meta and see these different heroes come out for different teams. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah, if we look at, the most recent tournament in LAN Dream League, we saw actually a lot of like Death Prophets and Lycans and these pushing heroes that have a really good impact in the early game as well as in the late game, sort of coming back into style. I know EG really likes their heroes that can win their lanes and then turn that into an early game advantage with towers. And Alliance actually go for this pretty late game composition. They're going to have a lot of negative armor. They're going to have the Doom, which is always really strong in the late game. And we've actually been seeing quite a lot of Puck, especially with Venge. I think almost every time we saw Puck being picked in Dream League, it was accompanied by Venge.
And why is that? Why is the Puck with the Vengeful Spirit more often than not?
I'm actually not sure. You do get the nice synergy with the Coil and Swap. That is like sort of pseudo synergy, but I think they're just two heroes that really fit in the meta right now. Mm-hmm. Venge can stack with the Wave of Terror, and then you have Puck, who is really strong in the mid lane, doesn't have any matchups that are losing, and the Coil and Silence are just really strong in the mid game.
This is
Team ban.
It's I feel like Puck is one of those heroes that's going to get picked every game from now on for whatever reason. He's a hero that gets picked up in pub games too. It's just annoying to play against, and it's not easy to do. And on the other side of things, though, they pick up the Tusk, and we've talked about this hero before. We don't see him too often, but he's got that AoE disruption, which we've talked about. He could just save allies whenever necessary. Getting a Blink Dagger is crucial on this hero, and if he does so, he could just start taking over this game. And I'm very excited to see who does play it for 4ASC.
Yeah, actually, this draft is pretty exciting for 4AC. It's not anything standard that you would see, but Tuskar is a hero that's played by OGD, not frequently, but they do pull it out from time to time, being played by MMY.
Yeah.
And he shows us why the hero can actually be a strong pick.
We go back to that NEST tournament, and then he picked that up a couple of times, and people
they
started banning it
actually
out. So
that Death Prophet Tuskar combo is actually really cool to see. Because we talked about, Death Prophet is so good with his Yules that last for 2.5 seconds. But when you give it a snowball that lasts for, I believe it's 7, because it lasts for 4 seconds launch time, and then I think the max is 3 seconds, like for the actual snowball. So
10 seconds remaining.
So you're unkillable.
Insane.
And for those of you that are wondering why, the exorcism goes through the snowball. So your exorcism is still going while you're invulnerable inside of a snowball. And you really can't fight into that. It's actually just ridiculous. We haven't seen a lot of Tusk Death Prophet with the exception of those Chinese teams. I don't think we've ever seen it here in DotaPit, but I mean, there is always that possibility. It hasn't been banned, although they already have the Storm Spirit and the Necrophos, so I don't see them picking up a Death Prophet here. I see something more like an offlane for them, but maybe they send Tusk there. That's the thing. I don't know really where you put this Tusk. Usually you see him as a 4 support.
Yeah. I mean, there isn't any real natural synergy, I would say, between the Tuskar and the rest of these heroes. I mean, you sort of have that, Tuskar is sort of a hero that you feel like, oh, we're going to run at them, right? Because, we have this snowball that makes us go really fast the more people we have in it. So we're going to throw our whole team in that, run at them. It can also be used to save heroes. So I think it's pretty good against the Doom, actually, because you can negate 7 seconds of the Doom. So before he gets the Ags, I think that's pretty important.
Yeah.
And Frozen Sigil just can't be underestimated in the early game. It maxed out 25% slow, 60% or 60 attack speed slow. It's pretty significant.
Yeah, it's a huge hero, but the thing is, people just cannot find where to sit, put this hero and how to get him levels, how to get him farm. That's the thing.
I think that's the main issue.
People are like, okay, well, you want to get a Blink Dagger by fighting, but that's not always, reliable. Anytime you're trying to get on it by fighting is like, I don't know about that. It's kind of questionable. So
it's one of those heroes that only functions when ahead. Because once you start falling behind, he just sort of feeds. You're like, oh, I use Snowball, and I have to be next to you to use my ult. So
5 seconds remaining.
And honestly, most of the heroes that are like that just don't get picked.
The Jakiro last pick coming out, they waited to the very last second. This could be pretty good.
Right. It is going to be that support Tuskar being played by Jerax, the MVP of this team, most would say, I think.
Yeah, I can't even imagine how Jerax is going to perform on this hero. This guy goes in when he plays Dota. And no matter what hero he plays, Sand King, Earthshaker, Earth Spirit, I guess, which he can't really play in Captain's Mode, unfortunately. I mean, there's a lot of heroes.
I mean, well, you just have to ban it against them. I actually am really curious when Earth Spirit will be added and how broken it will be. Because I definitely think the hero has insane potential, especially in competitive play.
I think that hero is always going to be strong to a certain extent. It just
you
really
can
comes
just
down
save
to the
your
player.
allies.
Yeah.
I mean, that spell in particular is so strong in competitive play. I mean, we see it all the time and talk about it all the time. How good Force Staffs can be, between that 30 and 50 minute mark. And it's basically a free Force Staff, but even better.
I mean, it's pretty huge. So one day we will see a Jerax or a Spirit, and that day is not today. Instead, we see a Jerax Tusk coming out, and I think that's even more exciting to a certain extent because we don't see this hero too often, and we know how good his Earth Spirit can be. So Alliance, they do have a couple of stand-ins, and, well, with the Slaughter, we'll see how they do perform up against the squad of Trixie. Luckily, Loda does have some cosmetics for Slaughter, so he doesn't look like he wants to kill himself anymore. He's actually a decent-looking model here, so there's that.
He does.
Yeah, these are some nice... he looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Not bad. So for Alliance, up here in the top lane, we'll have Loda playing your Slaughter. Ake is going to be on your Vengeful Spirit. Snoy V will be on your Abaddon. In the mid lane, it is going to be Minuts playing your Puck. And then bottom lane, it is Nikwa on your Doom with Boots first playing the offlane Doom.
And then for 4 anchors and the sea captain on Radiant, we're going to have Matumba Men in the safe lane playing the Necrophos, Valix playing the mid Storm Spirit. In the top lane, we're going to have Trixie playing the farming Jakiro, being supported by the stand-in Nymphy, and the support Tuskar being played by Jerax.
So the aggro tri-lane is real here from 4ASC. This tri-lane could really decide who takes over the game early on.
Yeah.
The battle begins.
We'll have to find out.
And pretty much every time you have these aggressive tri-lanes, I would say 80 to 90% of the time, whoever comes ahead in this tri-lane wins the game. It just has that large of an impact, because when you're aggressively tri-laning into someone, you're really sacrificing your supports in terms of levels and experience, or experience and gold. And it actually looks like it just might be a dual lane. And this is actually a really strong dual lane. Both of these heroes have insane base stats, like armor and HP. And I don't think Alliance really have the lane to deal with this.
We talk about supports that are unkillable, and obviously Ogre being the key, but a lot of people underestimate Jakiro and his potential to be able to dish out damage. And on top of that, take damage as well. So Liquid Fire plus Ignite's a scary lane for Loda to go up and try to CS, so they might have to get kills. Down bottom lane, there is a dual lane as well with Jerax as well as Matumba Man. So Jerax should get decent experience here by pulling and leaving the lane open for Matumba Man. And I don't know if they can kill Nikwa, but they can certainly try. Maybe when they hit 6, but that's going to be a ways from now, so.
You know, if the ice shards hit just right and they get a nice snowball, it could be potentially a kill.
Photic shield going from Ake. Onto Ake, rather. They're going to right-click down Nymphy a bit. Again, he is rather tanky. So I like the fact that they're just zoning out these heroes by using the Aphotic Shield. They're not using the Aphotic Shield defensively. It's more aggressively to use it and to do some damage. But the Dual Breath goes the Ignite as well, and then they just Aphotic him off of it. And it's just fine. He just cleared his up and he's back to work. So and that's the good thing about the Abaddon in this lane, is that they can't really do anything with the dots that they have. So.
Yeah, but I think the real problem with this Alliance tri-lane is they can't force these 2 support heroes out of experience range, and they can never kill them. So it's almost like they're just wasting time up here. There's no pull available to them right now either. I think the first minute was actually blocked by Jerax Illusions, so that was really nice, well played by him. And this is going to be a really rough tri-lane. Sure, Loda might get some decent farm, although he's only sitting at 7 CS. Actually, I guess it's the same as Matumba Man.
They're going to try to go on mid, though. They're going to come in. Valix is getting right-click down. There's the Static Remnant going. The Overload as well. First Blood. The Aphotic Shield, and My Knights gets the last right-click. And I was going to say that this isn't a really good hero. Oh, God. I'm lagging.
Oh, no.
Is this you, too?
Somewhere.
All right, good. Whew. Let me rip the standings. All right. Do want to show that? Okay, hold on. I think we're good to go.
When I type ping, it looks okay.
What happened?
I think it might have just been a server glitch where it just froze for a second, because it looks fine actually.
Yeah, it does look good. The ping is fine. No packet loss.
I don't think this is like DDoS or anything.
No,
so
no.
Good.
I think it was just a glitch and we're okay. It was just Valve.
It's okay. Oh God, Matumba Man saying he's playing with his phone's Wi-Fi.
Please, Matumba Man, go get some internet. Go to an internet cafe. Do something, man. Yeah, well, Loda's going to get ignited up. He's going to get liquid fired as well. They can dual breath him. The Fire Blast is going to go. He's taking a lot of damage. There is going to be an Aphotic Shield coming soon. He's going to sprint. Magic Missile. Trixie. Now they're going to use the Slithering Crush. He's going to get on. Aphotic Shield's going to go, and he's dead as well. And they're making this Abaddon work out. He did roam on mid. There's another Fire Blast coming in. The Snowball is going through. Jerax wants this kill. Oh, no. This might be a problem. There's another Slithering Crush going in. Nymphy has to back away. Wave of Terror. Loda's going to work. These Aphotic Shields have been on point.
Oh, the
Jerax
block.
with the body blocks, though, making sure Loda cannot get the kill. Another Slithering Crush. What a play from Jerax, making sure they can't kill Nymphy. Dear God, that was close.
Yeah, really well played there by Jerax to make sure that they didn't get another kill. And surprisingly, for ASC just getting a little too aggressive, they get stunned by Loda, get that nice negative armor from Wave of Terror, and they're able to turn that harass into a kill.
That was rather impressive coming out from Jerax. But the fact is that Alliance are getting some kills across the board, whether it's mid, whether it's in the top lane. They're doing a good job. They need to get them now, though, because I feel like once 4ASC gets some levels, especially on the Storm Spirit, they're going to be the ones getting killed really quick. So.
And also, as soon as Jakiro starts getting levels, how do you farm as a melee carry against Jakiro? You just have to keep killing him over and over, right? But I don't actually think that's a possibility once they get too many levels. He is level 3, so he has that level 2 liquid fire, but I think once you get to that level 3 liquid fire, things really start to get problematic when you're in the safe lane.
It's just too much, and Slaughter's not
Yeah,
the
they're
best hero
actually-
for farming. They would have put aggression on bottom though.
He's actually roaming on a position 1 starter.
And this could
If
work
they
out. You
get
have
this
sprint.
kill, yeah, I think if they get this kill, it's definitely worth.
Sprint's gonna go in, Matema Man is like, I am dead. Slithering Crush is gonna go. We'll try to body block him a bit. The right close coming in. They don't have the orb coming out from the Abaddon. They're just gonna try to do their best around him. Slithering Crush is available. They're gonna pop it, and that's gonna be Loda getting the kill again. So, I guess if you want to be aggressive, this is the way to do it. Loda's not known for his aggressive nature early on necessarily. I mean, he likes to farm at least a little bit before he gets involved.
But I mean, he is on a very aggressive hero. And do you really want to be farming in the safe lane against the Jakiro? I mean, we just talked about it.
No,
He has 2
no.
points in Dual Breath, 2 points in Liquid Fire. You're a melee hero.
That's actually
Not
just
the
miserable.
most fun time.
That's actually just miserable. Snowball mid, Minox is going to get caught out. Phase Shift is going to go. He already used his orb and they know it. They're going to pop the Ice Shards. And they throw up the Dream Coil, but the Electric Vortex comes in and Valix gets the kill with a double damage rune. Nice gank on that mid lane.
Yeah, really nice gank. And that is something that Tuskar does give you. He gives you a lot of pressure in the mid lane because it's so easy to just sit on that hill at nighttime and then snowball onto them and then block them in with the shards. It's a really nice gank and rotation from Jyrix. Doom is getting close to that level 6. Not farming particularly well, but to be sort of expected going 1v1 against this Necrophos.
Well, for now. 800 gold. He's going to be building towards that Midas more than likely. The build that we always see, Tranquil's into Midas.
Yep.
It's the go-to. It's the in thing now, I suppose. So, we'll see how it
Unless
goes.
in the Chinese scene, I think we don't necessarily see Midas every game. I think that sometimes they go like BKB, maybe even a Blink Rush, but I would say in the Western scene, we definitely see Midas 95% of the time or
I
something.
feel like it's way too strong to not go for it. Loda might get caught out here. There's a couple of heroes nearby. He's going to sprint. He's going to try to get away, but there's the snowball coming in. Dual Breath is going to fly. Maybe he's going to throw up a Slithering Crush. And he will pop it. And he's taking a lot of damage from Liquid Fire. He's going to fall. Nice gank coming out from 4AC. They get 3 heroes involved, and they get the kill. And everyone else from Alliance has to back away. They don't want to engage.
Yeah, so nice gank from 4AC. They get the nice kill onto Loda, and Loda's actually going to have...
Dyer's
Matema
middle
They're going
Man.
on Matema Man.
You are in some trouble. Lose your orb. Waiting Rift. And Fire Blast is a bit too late from Nemphy. He's alone with the ball of lightning coming in. Neekwa is pretty speedy with Scorched Earth, and he's going to be able to get away. And a free kill coming out for Alliance. They pick off the Necrophos yet again, even though Matema Man is farming rather well.
Yeah. And did Valix... Did he TP from mid lane? Because if so, that actually hurts his progression a lot. You don't really want to be TPing on Storm Spirit and not getting kills, because it slows down your farm rate quite a lot. And this hero is all about how fast you can get to that first item, whether it's Bloodstone or Orchid. So that does hurt Valix a little bit, that he was forced to TP in the bottom lane and not get a return kill. So a lot of nice rotations coming out from both of these teams. Not a lot of farming going on. If you look at the last hits, sure, Matema Man's farming well, but he's died 2 times. So really the only one farming really well is Valix in this mid lane on the Storm Spirit.
Looking for me?
And even that is not it's not going as well. He actually has a Soul Ring and Bottle, but I mean, he had to go back home. He's going to head towards it now. No treads yet, so his Orchid, if he goes for it, is going to be late. Maybe by a little bit. We'll see. It depends on how he... It's not going to be... S4 had an amazing game the other day, playing on the Storm Spirit, so it's not going to be that quite that level, but...
So Tuskar is 12-10 and Sardar is 10-29.
Nice silence coming in. Snowball's going to go through. It's too far away. Minox is going to get pulled, and that was just kind of an
Oh,
awkward...
is he actually going to
engagement.
get a... Oh, he doesn't get the coil off. That was actually quite close to him actually getting a return kill with the coil, but decides not to go for it. And
Dyer's
Valix actually
bottom
picks up
tower is under
the
attack.
best rune on Storm. That nice regen rune.
Oh my god. Base Dice Frog coming through in clutch for Valix yet again. And yeah, I'll be able to get some kills with this if he wants to, or at least put some pressure on some heroes. But that was maybe the most awkward engagement I've ever seen. The snowball was like 2 feet too short. And then Valix came in, he pulled, and he had to leave. That could have been bad, like you mentioned.
Now, I just saw something in the top lane. So when they went on Loda and they stunned him, and then Loda, after he was stunned, he used his crush skill. Do you see the animation for that, or does it just like stun everything?
It just stunned the last time I saw it.
Because I've noticed this is like just recently in Dota that if you're stunned and then you use an ability, like you're spamming it while you're stunned, it uses the ability, but then there's no animation, and it like confuses me.
That's
I
the
don't
case
know
for
what's
all heroes,
going
or
on.
just
Yeah,
Slaughter?
I've noticed that really like recently in my pubs and stuff that it's been happening like almost every game.
You're like,
It's
where's the
really
animation?
weird. I'm like it's mostly for stuns or well anything with an animation, I guess, and it's really awkward actually.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen. What are you gonna do? They're gonna sprint. They're gonna look for Trixie. They're gonna pop the Magnifier. There's the snowball coming in. Loda's like, oh god, I don't want to be here. Slithering Crush is gonna go. There's gonna be the dual breath coming in. Valix jumping at long range. They might get 2 here. Loda will be the first to fall, and they will pick off the Abaddon as well. 2 done. And Alliance get caught out of position. 4 heroes rotate to the top lane, and Ake is the only lone survivor up in this top lane. However, Nephthys coming in.
Here.
He needs to leave immediately. He will do so. They pull the creep wave back, so they're going to put pressure on this tower. And now the liquid fire is going to go to work.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So a fairly even game to start in terms of gold, but 4AC are getting a little bit ahead in terms of experience. They are going on to my nuts.
Oh, the jaunts away. You could see that Volar's punch coming in.
Can they get a return?
Loda's coming in. He's sprinting up, and Valix pops the Invis room, and now they won't go in on this.
Yeah.
A lot of action, though.
Unfortunate. Yeah, definitely a lot of action. So, yeah, and if we want to talk about that stat from earlier, they might go on to Loda. Do they have enough mana?
I don't know if they do. Jurex doesn't have anything. That was just kind of another awkward engagement coming up for AC.
He's like, I want to farm mid. I'll pop the Invis, get a little harassed on the Loda, but really no kill pressure there.
As of right now, 11 minutes into the game, and, well, you said something about that stat.
Oh, yeah. So Slardar's win-loss is 10 and 19. Not looking so good. And then they showed Tuskar as well. It was, I think, 12 and 10, but I think that more has to do with the team that plays it, because I think most of those, if not all of them, are from LG.
Oh my god, Matsuma, man, you are deader than dead. No one is helping you down, my friend. But he goes down. Here's the interesting thing. Loda's going for a Ring of Health, so maybe a Vanguard pickup for Loda into a Crimson Guard potentially later on down the line. No blink,
Yeah,
though.
I think Vanguard is pretty good. I think, honestly, the problem that you run into Slardar is you need so many items. You really need an item that helps you farm well, but then you don't get a blink, so... And then you want to be tanky, so blink is kind of awkward because it makes you less tanky, and then you actually just have a spell that makes you less tanky. Just
That spell's kind of dumb, by the way.
What, sprint?
Yeah, that increased damage percentage.
It's like a Mask of Madness, isn't it? Like, is Mask of
Yeah.
Madness 15 or is it 20?
It's something like that. I don't know, but it seems like that seems a silly mechanic to have an ability that just gives you additional damage. Like,
Yeah, especially if you're a melee hero.
Like, why is that even there? Like, other heroes have movement abilities that don't cost anything other than... No, it's fine, I suppose. They're going to put some pressure on this tower. Liquid Fire's going to go. Aphotic Shield. Snowy's going to run up and be like, I'm at a bat and get away from my tower. Lotus here as well. He's popping up the amplified damage. The armor reduction is real. Good Eye Shard's coming in. Valix can jump in if he wants to. They're thinking about it. They are grouping up in this mid lane. They are ready to go. So is Minus, though. He's got a haste rune. They're ready to jump in. Oh my god, we're looking at a real true Mexican standoff, one of the first I've seen in a while. Dreamcoil is going to go on to 2, the Illusory Orb. Yule Scepter's going to fly as well. They're going to pop up. Nice usage of that snowball coming in. Minus has to jump away. Valix, now he gets inside of the snowball. They're going to jump. It's just a giant cluster fight. Valix is going to get caught out. Illusory Orb killing 2. Reaper Scythe is going. They're going to bring down the puck on the other side of things. 2 dead, 1 on each side. Big Slithering Crush going, but Loda has to back away. Doom up on Matumba Man. It just came off cooldown. Drax is low as well. Snowy getting low. He's going to fall. No borrowed time. Nico getting run at. Matumba Man doing work. The snowballs from Drax have been on point. This is going to be maybe a team wipe. It's so far 3-for-3 exchange. Ake is going to fall, but Matumba Man gets the triple kill. What the hell just happened in that fight? Can anybody tell me? Because I certainly don't know.
Valve can. That nice fight recap. So it was a 4-for-4 trade. It doesn't actually look like Snowball is that good against Slardar. I mean, they snowballed 4 heroes into the entire Alliance team, and then he just casts Crush, and you're all stunned. So maybe they need to think about how they use the Snowball, especially when going for in the vicinity of Sardar at least, because that crush actually just did so much work in that team fight.
That was one of the most confusing fights I've ever seen.
Yeah, that was a pretty crazy fight.
It was all over the place. Dream Coil, Ice Path, Snowballs.
I actually thought Matama Man was gonna fall, but he got a lot of healing off even during the Doom. I'm not. Did anything heal him, or is he just that tanky?
I mean, what? Matama Man?
I guess he's just that tanky. Yeah, he got doomed, right? So I guess he's just that tanky.
He did, and then he was back in the fight after he got doomed, and he didn't die from the original Doom. And then once the Doom was off, he started killing heroes, and he was using Death Pulse, and he was just getting so much regen from Sadists and stuff. So,
and well, this is the one advantage of having that Sardar on your team. It makes doing Roshan, especially on Dire, so easy. I mean, look at Roshan. He has minus 20 armor thanks to that medallion, as well as Wave of Terror, along with the amplified damage.
Electric Vortex is going to go. Neeko going to get caught out. They will pop up the Reaper Scythe. Now the Walrus Punch going in. That's the bad. He will have the borrowed time coming in, and they will snowball into him. They're going to get a second kill here as he's going to Phonic Shield, but will fall shortly. They turn 2, but that does leave the opportunity for Alliance to grab Roshan, and they do just that. So, interesting trade.
Yeah, so I would say that favors Furious because they get not only the bottom tower, but 2 kills as well, and the Reaper Scythe kill onto Doom, which is actually very important, sending him to the grave for an additional 30 seconds. He's getting pretty close to that Blink Dagger. I think once he gets Blink and Aghanims, it's actually going to be quite difficult for Furious because it's going to remove either the Necrophos or the Storm completely from these fights and probably end up killing them.
Yeah, 4AC are going to have to tiptoe around these fights to make sure they engage in their terms, which is difficult to do. There's going to be the amplified damage again. Ice Path is maybe going to go swap in. Velix is going to get caught out. Magic Missile. Ice Path saves him for the moment. He will Ball Lightning away. Stays alive. Ball Lightning's further. And now there is going to be a snowball coming in as well. Storm is TPing away. Ake is getting chased down by a snowball. Jurex is like, I am in deep. Goodbye, friends. Ice Path might save him, though. Again, these Ice Paths have been on point. Jurex is going to run away as fast as his little legs can carry him. Walrus Punch. He's so low. Dream Coil comes in the Doom on Matama Man. That Blink Dagger just came in from Neeko. And they turn 2 immediately. They're going to look for more. Nemphy's going to get amplified damage on, and they will have some vision.
2 seconds. I think they can get this kill.
Blink, Illusion Orb. He's going to jump forward here in just a second. He doesn't have Dream Coil, but the right click's there. Loda is about to get to him. Fire Blast. Nice multicast. Loda's still with the sprint up, and they're going to dive this tower to get this kill. Blink forward, Waiting Rift, Slithering Crush. Now it goes. There's the kill, and they finally get it done.
Yeah, that was a really nice try by Alliance to get the Storm kill. They actually swapped into the Crush from Sardar. So that might actually be a sign for things to come. That's actually a really powerful combo because it basically is an instant stun. I mean, none of these heroes from 4AC can actually react to that.
It's kind of just like I was there a second ago, and then, oh, I guess I'm dead now. Yeah. That Slithering Crush comes out of nowhere. And
yeah, that could have been a lot worse for 4AC had these Ice Paths not been on point from Trixie.
Trixie's Ice Paths have been absolutely incredible this game. Ice Shards are going to fly, and they won't find anything there. But at this point, though, I feel like if Matama Man, he's going to have this Axe very soon. He's at, about 2,000 gold. And if he gets a couple of Reaper Scythes off and they take a couple of fights, then all of a sudden they can get into the base for the 2-2 towers. Meanwhile, Velix is going to get caught out. He walked right into a Sentry Warden. He just dies to Minuts and Ake. So Velix is getting caught out of position. And he's close to his Orchid, but he's not there yet. They're going to jump in. Dream Quill. Trixie's going to get caught out again. Ice Path. Yule Scepter going to keep him alive. Multicast on an equal, but it looks like Trixie should fall here. Good kills. And Alliance look like they want to keep going here. They're going to try to take this Tier 1 tower mid, which has been alive forever, it seems like.
Yeah, so they'll finally get their hands on that nice Tier 1. They actually have only gotten 1 tower to the 4 towers of 4AC, but I sort of guess that's what happens when you're playing against a THD. Just such a good hero at destroying these towers. Do you think the hero's too strong?
Jakiro?
Yeah.
I don't... that's a tough question. I think that Liquid Fire needs a mana cost or something.
I agree with that. I think if you make it even costs like 15 mana, then the hero suddenly becomes very different. Or maybe they need to do something with the interaction with Yules and Ice Path or something. The hero, I think, just as a whole is a bit too strong right now.
Well, then maybe it needs to be Yule Scepter that needs to be nerfed, because everyone seems to be buying that item.
Maybe you nerf Yules.
It's just an item that...
I mean, it actually is just so good. I think the movement speed is actually just a little bonkers. 40 movement speed? Like, come on. 40?
Yeah, you don't need that much, I don't think. I don't even know if you need any movement speed coming up from Yule Scepter, but that, I guess, it takes away a lot of the items, so. These are questions for Ice Frog, though, and although we are professionals at this game,
we need answers.
We don't actually understand what's going on in the balances. So, I don't know. I imagine one of those two things will get a nerf, if not both, in the next patch. So that'll be a ways from now, though, I think.
And if we start looking at items for 4ASC, it does look like Matama Man's going to start working on that Aghanim Scepter for the Necrolite after already completing his Blink Dagger. So, going to look for those kills, make people, just dead forever. Valix finally finishes his Orchid, so that's a nice item to have. Going to be able to... It actually gives him nice kill potential on the Puck now, because without it, I think killing this Puck... Well, Puck actually has the Yules, so never mind. That's sort of out of the question.
Oh, my goodness. He did just get that Aghanim Scepter, so Matama Man's ready to go.
Yep.
They're ready to fight. They smoke up. They're going to try to find something here. And,
they actually finished a lot of core items. They got the Ags on Matama Man, they got the Blink on Trixie, and then the Orchid on Storm. So this might actually be a nice little window where they can actually fight. This
fight could end up being huge. If Alliance win this fight, they could start taking down...
Oh, they're actually going to find Matama Man, maybe?
He's spotted? No, they see Nikwa, and Matama Man backs away.
Oh, they're actually pinging.
Loda's going to come in, and he's going to fight him. No, the Blink just comes in, and Matama Man is able to get away, and so much for that smoke gank. It looks like Alliance are still thinking about going, but no, now Jarex wants to come in. Ice Shards are going to fly, and he gets them onto all of them. There's going to be the ball letting in. Now the Snowball avoids it. Now they're going to have a huge Ice Path. The Macro Pyre. Look at the damage. The Dual Breath coming out as well. Meanwhile, 4AC, they can't get all these kills, but they're so close. Minot's Electric Vortex. What a great Dream Coil to counteract and make sure everyone else lives. And they're looking for more. Loda's trying to get away. Ice Path is going to connect. Snow is going to try to TP out. Yule Scepter is not there. Fire Blast isn't as well. That could have been so much worse for Alliance. Oh, man.
I'm not sure. I mean, I don't think it gets much worse than that. They fought into this tiny choke point, and they ate a 5-man Macro Pyre, Ice Path, Dual Breath.
Well, they could have died.
I mean, you just can't do that against Jakiro. I mean, I suppose they didn't all die, but that's mostly due to the Abaddon. I mean, he is quite farmed. He does have that mechanism completed, lots of healing coming up from him, and the ult for himself, so it's not too surprising that it didn't go completely disastrous for for Alliance, but I think that's about as bad as it's ever going to get.
They could have ran in, they could have team wiped him, and on top of that had a Reaper Scythe, which they didn't use. Now they're going to jump in, Slither Crush from Loda. They're going to fight up, but Matama Man getting low. Snowball saves his life. Again, it's going to go right towards Ake. Aurora's punch as well. They got to get this Reaper Scythe off. It will be onto Ake. It's not going to work out. Nikwa, Phonic Shield is going to go. He's still alive for the moment. Jirax, level death, still alive. And Matama Man is just popping off these death pulses. He will not kill Ake. He will end up getting him by the time he's dead, but it's a 2-for-2 exchange. Nefe's getting chased down. Minuts is looking for a coil in 2, in 1. They're going to chase after Jirax as well. Great snowball to keep him alive, though. Loda avoids or can't get the Slither Crush off. There's the Dream Coil onto Nemphy. His getting chased out. He's going to get right-clicked as well. On the other side of things, Jirax is going to fall. It looks like they missed the Illusion. They don't need it. Double kill for Minuts. They turn it around, and they defend their Tier 2 tower as well.
These team fights are actually so chaotic. There's so much going on. There's mass heals from both teams. There's a lot of shields, mist coils, ice paths, and then whenever Necro gets a kill, he starts healing like crazy. And Alliance actually come out very ahead in that fight. And I actually think at this point in the game, Alliance have a much better draft to fight right now. The Slardar sort of peaks once he gets his Blink Dagger and one tanky item, so he's about as strong as he gets. Sure, I mean, in theory, if you can get this hero to the late game with a lot of items, he's good, but that never happens. The hero really falls off in terms of farm.
This is, the Doom is going to be putting in work, though, sooner rather than later. Although he is going for a BKB, so Ags is not his choice, at least not now. Tusk is going to find some heroes. He's going to Ice Shard, and that actually helps him out a lot. They're going to blink up, and they're going to try to find Matama Man. He blinks away, but he's going to get Doom regardless. There is backup coming in, though. There's going to be a Fire Blast on Ake. Yule Scepter as well. The Waiting Rift coming in. Shards as well. They do get Matama Man. Phase Shift. He's going to be able to blink away as well on Alliance. They're able to get in, even though the Ice Shards were blocking them off. They get a couple of kills, or one kill at least out of it.
I think 4ASC actually just need to split the map right now.
Unless they're not going to do that. Great through mid Ice Path. Swap's going to go long range. Trixie's instant trouble. Magic Missile, level death as well. And 3 heroes are going to die tonight for 4ASC. And It looks like they will put pressure on the tier 1 tower, maybe even the tier 2. Although, you look at Velix, he is going to work on the tier 2 rather than the tier 3 bottom. He's putting some pressure there, but...
Yeah, it's just not a point in the game where ForiaC can actually fight against the lineup coming up from Alliance.
Yeah, well, Jirax is going to fall as well. He's not even trying to fight. Snowball onto... Well, that doesn't matter. Alliance is going to get 4 kills. They're going to put pressure on the tier 2 tower top lane. And they are putting in work. Not necessarily one hero taking over, but it's a team effort. MyNuts has been incredible currently on this puck. And you talked about the Abaddon as well coming out. The Aphotic Shields have been on point, and they're just really playing well.
ForiaC actually don't really have enough burst damage to kill any of these heroes, because if you look at Loda, he's at 1600 HP with 11 armor. You know, they have the mech and the mass heals from Abaddon, and they just don't seem to have just quite enough burst to take down heroes. And they just get healed for too long. You know, the Reaper Scythe comes out, but it doesn't kill anyone. And I think ForiaC just have to take this to the late game, but then you run into that issue of, well, now we're playing late game into Doom, and we have 2 carries that have to cast spells to do anything in the Necro and the Storm Spirit.
I mean, you can imagine at least one of them getting doomed, and then eventually both if he gets a Refresh Orb. I mean, that's optimal.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, they can buy like Lincolns and BKBs. Those are things that can sort of mitigate the Doom. Like, if you have both, you actually can't get doomed. But then you're investing so much gold into just not getting doomed.
I think you have to deal with Loda. I mean, again, we've talked about him skilling the late game. Not the best, but speaking of Loda, he's going to get jumped on. So Third Crush is going to go, and he's going to sprint away. Looks like he won't make it out. So maybe he's going to go back in. He was thinking about it. But
yeah, I mean, I think Slardar can scale into late game like pretty decently. He just needs a lot of items. And it's the fact that you never get those items is the problem.
No, definitely not. Slaughter's not, and that's where his 10-19 record comes from.
He just can't farm. Like, how does he farm? Does he crush creeps? He doesn't really push lanes very fast.
Crushing creeps doesn't even really do that much in comparison to, say, the other like wave clearing abilities like Illusory Orb. It's just not very good. Trixie's gonna get caught out. Trixie, you're in the enemy jungle, sir. We're gonna have to ask you to leave. You're not allowed here. And Doom's gonna get a kill with his level death rather. And it's just that easy. Trixie falls and they get another kill. And Alliance are just on a tear right now. They're gonna use the snowball. They're gonna come in. Phase Shift is gonna go. Can they get out of here? There's gonna be Dream Coil in a minute. Phase Shift, rather, Eul's Scepter is gonna go. Maybe no Dream Coil coming in. The Silence is gonna go. The pull onto MyNuts. That's the Orchid going in. Mech keeps him alive. There's the Dream Coil. He's gonna lose your arm. Jaunts up to the high ground, but there's the Reaper Scythe. They get the kill. They've got to back away. And there is no buyback, obviously. He's dead for 92 seconds. Will they fight this? Loda wants to come in. He's got Blink in a couple of seconds here. Nope. The Ignite, the Fire Blast going in. The right click from the high ground. They TP one out. Snowball. Jirax should probably fall here. But this does allow the rest of his squad to get out. It looks like Snowball onto 2. Jirax is not able to get his Walrus Punch off. Nemphy is going to TP out. And they only lose 1 hero out of that. And they get the puck, which is a prime target for ASC.
Yeah, they get the puck also with the Aghanim's ult from Necrophos, so he's actually dead for a really long time. I think his death timer was, I want to say, like 85 to 90 seconds.
It was 90.
It was 90, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot. It's ridiculous.
But, I mean, Alliance didn't even have Doom in that fight. So, their lineup is actually very scary right now. So if you're ForiaC, I mean, you really, I don't think, can allow Alliance to have another Roshan, but how do you stop it? Because I think if they have a Doom in this next engagement, the fight's going to be really ugly. Because they're just going to Doom the Necrophos, and then they're going to mitigate all the healing. And they can't survive a fight while the Necro is doomed, I don't think.
And you can't burst in the Doom either, even with Orchid. I don't think it's possible. Maybe you can.
Yeah, definitely. Well, definitely not if Abaddon is playing well.
Yeah.
Like, if he's on point with the shield and mech, there's no way you kill him.
It's just a tough situation to be in if you're 4AC right now. You've got to get some more farm towards that late game and hope that you can avoid getting doomed up. And Doom is working on his axe down. He's not there yet, but he gets that item, and this game is going to be a problem, especially with level 3 Doom. Level 3 Doom plus Ags, even late game, is disgusting. No matter how much HP you have, it's gross.
Yeah, it does 1,200 damage with Aghanims. Pure. Not even reduced by magic, so.
Assuming you're not standing next to the said person.
Yep.
Miss Coil's going to come in. There's the Doom and Matama Man. They want to fight this. Where's the chase? There it is. Load of BKBs. Matama Man's going to get caught out, and he is going to fall. Snowball's going to go in, and they might have just killed 1 hero. maybe 2. I think there are 2 in there. No, it's just Shirax. Okay, Magic Missile, he's dead. So now it's time to Roche, I think.
Slardar has a BKB now. Yeah, Fourier are in a lot of trouble. They actually have no answer to this BKB at the moment because, I mean, we saw it in that particular engagement. They just doom him, and then Loda blinks on him, BKBs, and stuns him, and unless they're able to get some incredible snowball where they put the Necro in the snowball while Loda goes on him with the BKB, it's
very difficult.
Fourier are just in a really tough position. Now they're going to have the Aegis as well onto Slardar.
It's certainly not an easy game for the Finn stack. They've had a bit of a rough time, but maybe they can get a couple more items. Specifically, the Ags on Nemphy could be huge, especially when the BKB is down to a lower duration. But, I mean, obviously, Matema Man he's having trouble. He's getting doomed consistently every fight. It's not even Valex. Valex is the one building the Lincoln Sphere, though, so once that item is picked up, maybe they have a way to fight into that, but it's still difficult.
Lincolns will be pretty important, but at the same time, does he use it for himself, or does he put it on the Necro? I almost feel like him getting doomed would be better for his team than the Necro getting doomed.
I agree with you. I mean, and they're focusing down on the Necro anyways, and that's not even to say, I mean, there could be a level death beforehand. I mean, there's so many easy ways of breaking a Lincoln Sphere, especially if you're like a 4-staff on somebody. Amplified damage is huge for breaking Lincoln Spheres. So, yeah. I don't think Medallion breaks it anymore, though. I'm pretty sure they changed that.
Medallion does not.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Medallion and Urn don't. They used to at one point in time.
Yes, I do remember. But,
good old Dota 1 days.
Alex is looking to maybe just jump on somebody top, but he's alone, so he's going to back away. Snoy and Ake and Minus are going to head up to the high ground. And there is a courier over here, by the way. I think they saw it with the Illusory Orb. Oh, no. Oh, they see it. 4-staff. They're going to get the courier. What was on that? That was a recipe. Lincoln Sphere. That Lincoln Sphere is not coming out for another couple of minutes here now that is dead. That is huge. It's dead for 3 minutes.
Yeah, they saw it with this nice observer word here. A word that pretty much every team is using now. It's actually so nice because you can scout the courier and get nice pickoffs. Those courier ganks.
It's not only that, but just anybody that's going to the secret shop, anyone that's rotating over around this area. It's really good vision. Ball lightning.
Yeah, it also gives you it gives you a lot of vision in the top lane as well.
Meanwhile, they're gonna maybe look for some hero bottom. That's a man getting caught out. No, he's got to go for Nemphy instead. Loda's the one that's chasing BKB, and Nemphy's just like, well, so much for that. I mean, he is taking a long time to get this kill. And there's the bash coming in. Mistquell's gonna go. They get a kill onto Valix on the other side of the map that was top, I believe. Jump him, and some man blinks. He's gonna use his Death Pulse, and well, that's it.
How did they kill him?
I don't know. I have no idea where he died. He died. Okay, he died over here.
Solo kill?
I think they had 2 heroes there. Yule Scepter, Minos is going to come in. There's going to be an Illusory Orb, Magic Missile. They're going to back away now as there are reinforcements coming in. But on the backside, so is Snowy and Loda. Trixie, Matema Man, blinking away. Loda's going to come in from the backside. A Phonic Shield, jump in on Matema Man. There is going to be that Yule Scepter to keep him alive. Ice Path going through as well, but Matema Man's going to try to get out. Nikwa does get the kill onto Jirax, and now they're going to ball down in the top lane and get this tier 2 tower.
Yeah, this is looking really grim for Fourier. I think for them to have won this game, they had to do more pushing of the towers in the early game before the Doom came online and before the Blink Dagger came out on Slardar. But I mean, at this point in the game, now that there's a Blink BKB on Slardar, there's nearly an... I mean, he can have the Ags now if he wants to with the Blink, and Puck is completely unkillable right now. Oh, he got silenced by Puck and stun plus armor from Visage.
Okay. Venge.
Oh, yes. That's what I mean.
So that's how he got the kill. But this is difficult for 4AC at the very best. Even with Ags, I don't really know what to do in this situation.
It's very difficult. I think they are doing what they should be doing. Does Jakiro, do you go for a Hex or a Lincoln's on Jakiro? I think both are actually good choices because you do want to have that counter to the Doom, but at the same time, if you can have that nice Blink Hex initiation, that can also win you fights.
I don't know if you can afford to go for a Lincoln's right now. I think Hex is you need to be aggressive, and if you're going for a Lincoln's, you're just getting too defensive. And I mean, you're helping yourself against the Doom, but there's also other damage coming out from multiple heroes, multiple facets. So,
But at the same time, they can like put 2 or 3 onto the Necrophos, and then it's pretty much impossible to doom him.
True.
And actually, when you start getting 3 and 4 Lincoln Spheres, it gets very confusing for the Doom player, especially when you just start putting them randomly on people. He's like, oh my god, who has Lincolns and whose Lincolns is on who? Like, it actually becomes almost like a mind game.
Tower is under attack.
that's something that you have to be very perceptive as an equal. But luckily, right now, he only has to deal with one of the Doom or one of the Lincoln Spheres. So they can keep going,
Radiant's
but
middle
I don't
tower
think they
has
will.
fallen.
There was a game that EG was playing. I don't remember who it was against,
Dire's
but
top
Arteezy
tower
was playing
is under
Storm,
attack.
and they were against a... I don't think they were against a Doom. I can't remember what they were against, but they were against... I think it was a Doom, actually. And they just bought Lincoln Sphere on 4 heroes, and there was actually... Oh, no, it was against a Necrolite. And they actually could never get a Reaper Scythe off because he never knew who had Lincolns and when it was off cooldown and stuff.
Dire's top tower
That
It was
game
actually
sounds
pretty
familiar.
crazy to watch.
I don't know when
I think
that was.
I was casting with you.
I think it might have been DotaPit, but
Yeah, I think it was.
it's been a while. EG's games have been played a long time ago. Alex is going to jump into Nikwa. Body Shield comes in, though. BKB. Reaper Scythe is going to do nothing, but Tubman already uses his ability. They doom him up. He is dead for 66 seconds. Now they blink on Nymphy. They're going to get 2 here. He is in trouble. Level that's going to go through. Double kill for Nikwa. Mega kill spree. Meanwhile, they're going to be a Dream Coil on the side of Trixie, but he's going to be able to TP out just in time, so won't be able to get 2. Swap comes in. I don't know where that was, but
He was stuck on the cliff, so he just swaps Puck because Puck has a mobility item. Actually, he just orbs down, so.
time to go for tier 3, or at least put pressure on it, looks like, for Alliance.
Yeah, they'll probably try to force a buyback. There is a buyback on Matamba Man, so he's probably going to actually be forced to buyback. I don't think they... I mean, they'll try to hold this without having him buy back, but
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's going to be tricky. They do have the Ice, or the Frozen Sigil, which is going to make it a little bit more difficult to be able to take this tower down. Although they are taking it quickly. This is going down fast. They will pop up. This is Slithering Crush. He's going to catch up to Trixie, and now the Yule Scepter keeping him up in the air. Blinks away. Valk's is going to try to jump in. Lincoln Spheres all over the damn place. My nuts. He's going to get caught out. That's the sounds coming in. They do use the Snowball. Drax is out of position. Magic Missile. They are overrunning the base now. And this Abaddon is keeping them all up in fighting shape with the maybe exception of Minus. He phase shifts. He's going to stay alive. Dual Breath coming in as well. Minus is still alive. He blinks out. Aki is 4-step. Reaper Scythe on Aloda. It'll get the kill. He's dead for 100 seconds. And now Alliance have to retreat. Nikwa pops the BKB. He is getting low. He will have to blink out if he can. And he's going to take a tower hit and will fall to the creeps as well. On the other side of things, they're still chasing Mistcoil. They do bring down Trixie. Snow is low. Photic Shield's going to keep him up, but Man's going to chase him down. Here comes Minuts. Good Yule Scepter keep him alive. Snoy's like, what am I doing here? He just dies. I'm not
he
sure.
was trying to deny himself.
Could not do so. Minuts is going to try to get away. Waning Rift is going to go through. Blink Dagger, Face Shift. There's the blink, and he's going to get out. Minuts is the sole survivor. However, Melee Rex are taking some hits. Ranger Rex have taken some damage as well. But Man coming back in just in time there to help out. Did he buy back? I don't believe so.
Uh-oh. Starjar is 1-7 after 45 minutes.
Uh-oh.
That's
They've got
okay.
some time.
They have a Doom. In Doom we trust, especially in the late game. And I mean, usually we talk about how good Doom is, but Doom is especially good against these kind of carry heroes that are so reliant on casting spells. I mean, if you remove the ability of Storm Spirit and Necro to cast anything, they're almost like walking range creeps. They don't do too much damage. They don't build attack speed items, so definitely not a threat.
So Doom is going to
I suppose range creeps are always walking. Not a very good adjective.
Well, that's all right.
Oh well.
What are you going to do?
That was a mot note.
Yeah,
Range
you know,
creeps walk.
listen, it happens. You just got to let it happen. And just don't question it. It's okay. Just say hashtag Monotes at the end of it and you'll be fine. Okay. Yep. Minus is going to come through. Lucior Orb is going to scout out the well, or rather the ancient, or God, the Roche Pit. That's the one I was looking for. Roche is almost up in a couple of seconds here, but they want to kill bottom, and Alex seems to know that something's happening. He's going to try to get away. Yeah. Minus actually has a Shiva's Guard. Dear Lord. That is frightening.
Actually, I mean, we saw how hard it was for them to take him down in that last fight. They weren't even able to do so. Snoy really playing fantastic on this Abaddon, keeping everyone alive.
They can't kill this bucket. Almost seems impossible.
Oh my, he's actually going to farm up to an Aghanims. I don't actually think I've ever seen an Ags on this hero in a competitive game.
Wait, which hero? The Baden?
For Abaddon. I don't even know what it does. I'm not
It
gonna
heals.
lie.
It heals your team with borrowed time, I believe.
Does it heal or does it just make them take reduced damage?
It's heal. I'm pretty sure.
Heal? Okay.
It doesn't tell. The thing is about the tooltips when you're casting, it doesn't tell
Yeah,
you.
You can't alt to get the whole tooltip. I think it works by making them take less damage, but I'm not sure. Or no. I think it heals them based on how much damage you take. Does that sound right?
Yes, that
Okay.
does sound correct. But Mott Packs can clarify and confirm, but Ice Shards Loda, you are alone, my friend. You do have a BKB Ice Path, and he's like, guys, can I
He
get
has
up?
an Aegis as well.
Can I get up the stairs, please? I just want to walk up the stairs. That was a good try, but. And they cleared out Roshan rather quick. They're going to push the top lane, and I think Alliance, if they take another fight here, they probably just win the game at this point. Like, if they take a fight close to the base, I should say, they probably win the game at that point. It's just too much.
Yeah. Well, 4AC are definitely hanging in there. They have not lost a Rax yet, and their melee Rax has pretty much gotten back to full life thanks to that nice 5 regen.
There's this 15,000 net worth and experience lead coming out from Alliance too, which is quite a bit. Loda's going to catch out a hero. That's going to be Matama Man. He's dead. Now they're going to force out a buyback. Not sure what he was doing there, but he got caught out and he died.
Yeah, he actually has to buy back this time because I think they'll get one, maybe even the mid set of Rex as well. For sure, this tier 3 tower.
They're going to go to the top tower. They're looking for...
Yeah, they're trying to split push in the bottom lane, but it's just not going to be enough.
Here we go. This could be the fight. Alliance are going to try their best here, and 4AC are going to defend with everything they've got. They're going to go mid. Instead, they're going to look to try to find his Raxes, and Glove's going to go. It's going to keep the Raxes standing strong for a couple of minutes. Another Ice Path coming in. Minus taking some damage. Phase Shift. He does have cheese, by the way. Something to keep in mind. Ball Lightning coming in. Loda jumps into Jerax. Jerax is silenced up. He's dead. They force the buyback out of him. And he's going to jump in. Reaper Scythe, Equan low. He will fall. No Duke coming in. Now you've got to back away. Alliance are in some trouble here. Loda still has the Aegis, I believe. Valix is getting caught out. Forced away. And there's the Aphotic Shield going in. Minut's getting low. The rest of Alliance kind of falling here. Another Aphotic Shield going in, but Tumma Man getting caught out. He doesn't have buyback if he does fall. Getting bashed up. He's going to fall. Looks like the right click should be there. He's trying to get away. Minus jumps in. Now Nemphy getting low as well. He'll fall. Double kill coming out. Loda's looking to continue to fight. They want this Rax as best as possible. It is backdoor protected. They need to clear the creep wave out, and then it will be able to be taken down.
You've got to be kidding me with those bashes.
Unbelievable.
He bashed Matumba Man 2 times with sub 100 HP, and it actually caused Matumba Man to die before even the Aegis was popped.
Valix, this is... I don't know about that. Jerax is going to come in, buyback from Valix. They will lose their set of racks here, and he had to do something. There's going to be the snowball coming through. Valix jumps in, Chiva's Guard, Ice Path going in, Loda BKB, Slytherin Crush down to 1, backs away. Jerax is looking to maybe try to engage, but this is not the best idea. They don't have Matumba Man, they don't have Nemphy. I'm surprised the Alliance don't keep going here and try to take a fight, or at least go for the top tower, but they've got what they came for, and Doom's up in 2 seconds. They could maybe think about going again in just a matter of moments.
Okay, so I'm being told that Ags on Abaddon reduces the damage, I think, that your team takes, and he heals off of the damage that is reduced.
Increased duration while bar time is active. 35% of all damage taken by allied heroes in a 900 radius will be redirected to you. Ah, I see.
Okay.
That's nice. So the duration is 7 seconds, and while that's happening, all of the damage that's happening around you. So this is maybe the only time where popping your borrowed time is a good idea. What's the radius? 900? How big is that? Sure. Radius.
Oh, it actually tells me what's going on.
Yeah,
It actually,
when you
when I
have
hover over
when he
it-
has the item, it can tell. It tells you.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
You were wondering where I got that description from?
Yeah, no, because I actually just hovered over it, and now I can see it. Excellent.
Yeah, so if you have the item, then it tells you, but it doesn't tell you before you have the item, which I think is kind of annoying. But like, and if you look at the shop too, if you go to Aghanim Center, it doesn't even tell you what it does for the hero that you're selected. They need to fix that. But that's just a minor thing, I suppose. They have more important things to worry about than dealing with us plebes.
Indeed. Like fixing the servers.
Is that a shots fired?
Shout out to US East.
Damn, dude, go easy. All right, here we go. Alliance is going to jump in. They have the Assault Cross for the Slaughdar. They're going to get ready to go. Ice Path up from Trixie. Snowy's looking to maybe just run up to the high ground. There's an Ice Shards as well. And again, a lost fight here, I think, is just going to be game. Especially if they lose Arax. They don't really have the buybacks to work with. And
Yeah, they can actually just siege this tower with the puck. That's actually insanely scary. He does...
Swapple. Ake's going in. They want Matuppa Man. There's the Lincoln Sphere. Doom might go. Nikwa, he needs to pop it. They don't even need it. He's dead with 83 seconds. No buyback available. Necropire's going to go in. Does nothing. Here comes the bat, and he's going to redirect all of this damage. He's going to run it as best as possible. Minuts is going to get pulled in. Swapped out again, coming through from Ake. Doing so much work. By the way, Ake is an Aghanim Scepter. That's how farmed he is. Trixie's getting chased down. They're herded into the enemy, or rather their own well. Buyback's going to go in from Trixie. The Tier 3 tower still is up and alive, but it's about to fall momentarily. And I think this game one is about to fall as well for 4AC. Lotus thinking about jumping in. Great Yule Scepter's going to come in, so one of his Blink Dagger, Ice Path, Electric Vortex. There's the pull going through. No bar time for about 7 seconds for Snoy. Lotus taking a lot of damage here. He's not done yet. Miss Coil, Aphotic Shield. Now the top racks is gone, and 4AC are doing their damnedest, but it's not enough. And now they're going to get chased down. Minus jumping. Shiva's Guard is going to go. Illusory Orb. Valix is going to get caught. He'll back away into the well. And Raxus have been cleared out in this top lane. And 4AC are not tapping out yet.
Yeah, you know the game is going well for you when both of your supports have Aghanim Scepters. They didn't even get a Doom off. He actually doomed the Lincoln Sphere on the Storm. And they still win that fight convincingly. Taking down, I believe, 3 heroes and then forcing the buyback also on Jakiro.
Yeah, and they got a couple more afterwards. They kind of just kept pressuring, hurting them back into the well. So, I mean, 4AC, did Alliance lose any hero there? I don't think so. I don't think they lost anybody. So 4AC get literally nothing out of that and lose almost everything.
Yeah, they're just way too farmed at this point. If we look at the gold, it's about 35,000, somewhere in that range. 30,000 experience.
That's a lot of net worth. That's a lot of experience coming out. Oh, boy. 4AC are in some trouble here in this this first game of a 2-game series. Although, again, we talked about it in the draft. This game doesn't really mean much here in terms of the grand scheme of things. Both teams are out of the playoffs for DotaPit, so just a lot of pride of the line. And Alliance showing that they're still the Alliance of old, even with stand-ins against 4AC at the very least. So,
and I'm actually not even sure how 4AC can possibly come back into this game. I mean, sure, you would like to say, well, if they execute their team fight properly, or perfectly, I guess, and Alliance makes mistakes, but the amount of mistakes required by Alliance at this point for 4AC to win is almost unfathomable. They would have to... The Doom would actually have to die twice with no buyback.
Refresher Reaper Scythe coming in soon. Trixie's going to get caught out, but they are jumping at 4AC. The Mjolnir coming in, and now they're just obliterating 4AC. Velix is going to die next. Ball Lightning's away. He does have plenty of mana to work with, so he will get back to the well. Shiva's Guard. Blink, Slithering Crush onto 2 from Loda. There's the Doom. Nephi getting caught out. GG finally called. 4AC, they've had enough. Alliance took it to them between the 20 to 40 minute mark, and they just didn't stop. And they get a perfect victory over 4AC. Really well played coming out from the Swedish squad.
I mean, I like the idea from 4AC's draft, but Doom actually just completely counters what they were trying to do. Maybe if they had shut Doom down harder in the early game, they might have had a better chance for success, but I mean, we saw in the mid-game fights, they just Doom the Necro and they win. That was pretty much the story of the game. And I actually did like Alliance's use of the Slardar and Venge, especially on Dire side. They were able to get 2 or 3 Roshans pretty much uncontested. They kill it in 5 to 10 seconds, even in the early game.
And with those Roshans, they were able to put so much pressure on 4AC, and they absolutely obliterate them in the mid-game. And, well, just a bit of a rough game coming out. So Alliance take game number 1 again. This is DotaPit. We will jump into game number 2 in just a second. Last game, for me at least, before the playoffs, I know a lot of you are very excited. The summit is coming up, and I will be on a plane tomorrow heading towards LA. So, last game for me. I do apologize for the delay at the beginning. The stream wasn't on for a period of time, and my computer was having some issues. Let's just say I'm going to have to invest in possibly a new graphics card. So, We'll have to take a break, guys. We'll jump into game number 2 in just a second. Thank you so much for sticking around. Again, check out DotaPit at dotapit.com, twitter.com/DotaPit. Thank you to our sponsors, Twitch, AMD, Sapphire, Tessero, and Sennheiser. We'll be back in just a second, guys. Stick around.